Hi Not Board Gamers and welcome back to Not Board Gaming. I'm your host, I'm Mark. Now first of all, Happy New Year to everybody and let's hope that 2024 is a fantastic year for board gaming. Now I know it's been a few weeks since I released a video just before Christmas with my top 10 of 2023, but the reason for the delay is I went on holiday over Christmas, went to Sri Lanka over Christmas. So, been back in the UK about 4 days now and I thought I'd do a video. And a slightly different video. You see, a lot of people are doing obviously what games they're looking forward to in 2024. But I thought I'd kind of turn that on its head and have a look at some of the games that I missed in 2023. Some of the games that people absolutely love, but I didn't either buy or get a chance to play in 2023. You know, to paraphrase Ferris Bueller, life moves pretty fast. And if you don't stop to kind of take a look around sometimes and have a look at what games are out there, you're going to miss them. And we all get caught up in the cult of the new. Now, in this list, it's 10 games that I missed in 2023. Not in any particular order, by any shape of the imagination. It's not a top 10 games that I missed. It's just 10 games that I missed. Some of them I have ordered. Some of them I probably won't order or get to play, but probably all of them I would play at some point or another. You know, for various reasons I haven't ordered them or backed them, be that time, be that money, be that the fact that it's another campaign game, etc. But certain ones of these, you know, I think they're very popular out there. And as I say, there are a couple on here that I've ordered. So I'm going to be referencing my phone because I have the list on the phone, and also I don't own the games. I know just a little bit about the games. So we'll start off with the first game on the list, and that is Apiary by Stonemaier Games. Now, I'm not a huge Stonemaier fan. They are a bit more miss than hit for me. They've got some great games like Scythe, like Wingspan, etc. But some of their recent releases haven't really kind of done it for me. I didn't mind Expeditions. I thought it was a really good kind of optimization puzzle game. I just thought it was too expensive, too big for what it was, and pretty themeless. However, Apiary has certainly landed very well with a lot of people. And Apiary is a worker placement game about kind of hyper intelligent bees in space, and it is soloable, absolutely soloable. And I know the people that like Apiary absolutely love Apiary. Now, I don't think I'll be buying Apiary, but I'd love to play it with anybody at a convention throughout the year or gaming day, etc. It's certainly a game that I would be happy to play, and I'm sure I'll have a great time playing it. I don't think it's a game that is for me, that I'll be actually splashing out on to buy the game. But I'll say I know that people out there absolutely, you know, it's landed, and it was on quite a few people's top 10 lists for the year. So let me know your thoughts on Apiary in the comments below. The next game is Plum Island Horror from Herman Luttman. Now, Herman Luttman, you know, Dawn of the Zeds, an absolutely fantastic game. Certainly, it's the second or third edition. I think it's third edition of Dawn of the Zeds that I've got with the 5 rule books, etc. that gets progressively more complex as you play the game. Now, Daniel Anderson over on Tabletop for One absolutely loves Plum Island Horror, and I was doing some videos for it, etc. And it really kind of speaks to me, this game. And I missed out on ordering it back when it was available. Completely missed me, completely bypassed me. But as of this morning, I put an order in for it. So hopefully I should have that in the next week or two. So it is a game that I missed from 2023. I think it only got delivered kind of back end of 2023 anyway. Game that completely bypassed me and something I'm looking forward to. What is Plum Island Horror? Well, let me just reference BGG and I'll tell you what it is. Plum Island Horror. Here we go, the board game. And it says that it's a 1 to 4 player game featuring cooperative play that combines tactical level unit management with a tower defense style survival mechanic. So, and each player will control one of 6 unique factions which represent the various groups that populate Plum Island. I think there's that kind of zombies and things like that in it, etc. So yeah, Plum Island Horror, or the Plum Island Horror from Herman Luttman, absolutely sparked my interest when I learnt about it. It was too late to get in initially. Managed to snag an order online elsewhere. That should be with me in the next week or so, but do check it out. I think it's probably going to be a sleeper hit of the year for a lot of people. The next game is a game that when it came on Kickstarter, there were 2 games of a similar ilk. I was very heavily invested in one of them, and that is Voidfall, which was my game of the year for 2023. But the other one, which was a 4X space game, is Fractal. And I missed out on Fractal. I couldn't quantify backing both of them because I think they were on Kickstarter or GameFound at more or less the same time. So Fractal completely bypassed me, and I know it took a little bit longer to come out to backers than Voidfall did, but backers have started to receive it now, and the word on the street is this 4X space game is very, very good. I know Will Brown over at the Hunger Gamer has got his copy and he's enjoying the heck out of this. I would love to pick Fractal up at some point. It is my type of game, a big, complex, space 4X-y type game. Absolutely would strike a chord with me. It certainly is a game I would be interested in picking up at the right price in the future. I don't need it necessarily now, but it's certainly something that throughout the year I'll be looking at kind of eBay, etc., and checking out where people are selling second-hand copies and see if I can pick up Fractal. The next game is a pure solo game that's a massive table hog, takes a long time to play, and I love the look of it all the more for this. I've had this on pre-order now for, I think, 6 months, and my delivery date has just been moved back again to March. And of course, I'm talking Mr. President. Now, Mr. President is a pure solo game, and it takes place just after you've been elected as president, and you literally play the game as as president of the United States and making all of the decisions that you need to make. Looks like an absolutely fascinating game, one for a really rainy Sunday where I can set it up on the dining room table or my gaming table. It's going to take up the entire table. It's going to take me ages to learn the rules. It's going to take 6-8 hours to play, whatever it is, and I'm probably going to love every moment on it. I know that the people that got Mr. President have really, really enjoyed their time with it. I say it is a pure solo game. That is Mr. President. Now, the next game is a game, oh god, it's a game in a series of games, and there are variations on this, and people either not love or hate the game, but they either really love the game or kind of think it's just okay. And it does spark my interest. I'm by no means a Marvel fan. I don't mind superhero movies like most of us. I'm just pretty much done with them by now. But Marvel Zombicide looks really, really interesting, and it's something that I'd really like to play. It's a little bit expensive, obviously. I wouldn't have backed a Kickstarter from CMON, not with all the ridiculous charges and for shipping, etc. And CMON as a company probably don't need Kickstarter. My money, when I back Kickstarter projects, is probably better suited for companies that use it, who need to actually use kind of Kickstarter. However, it's a game, again, probably a game I won't buy, but I would look forward to playing Marvel Zombicide with people, maybe at a convention or at a game day, etc. I don't think it kind of suits me in terms of spending 100 and whatever it is, 120, 140 quid to get the base game. And I know it kind of comes alive when you get all the expansions and all the miniatures and you can get the big stuff and whatnot. But for me, it's a game that does spark my interest. I do like these kind of adventure type games like this, adventure game, combat game, I suppose, just a horde game if you like, yeah. And I do like them and I do enjoy them, but I just can't bring myself to buy it. But I would absolutely play Marvel Zombicide at any point with anybody. If you want to invite me to a game, then do invite me to a game of Marvel Zombicide. Okay. The next game which bypassed me is a game which again landed last year and people are loving it. And I almost picked up a second-hand copy just after Christmas, after I came back from my holiday. But, you know, Christmas is that long month where you get paid kind of 10 days before your normal payday and you've got to make the money stretch out. So I resisted that urge. And again, I'm hoping to pick up a copy of Age of Comics at some point in the future, probably on the second-hand market. Look, Age of Comics for me, yeah, I'm not a huge comic fan. You know, I enjoy a graphic novel, but I don't have comics, etc. But I like the idea of this. You're running this kind of publishing house in the golden age of comics, and it's kind of a Euro type game, I believe. And again, it's landed with people exceptionally well. So if you've got Age of Comics, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, because, you know, I need a bit of a push to go for Age of Comics. But again, the people that got it absolutely love Age of Comics. Now, the next game on the list is a variation on this game right here, and I think Resist was a fantastic game that I picked up at Essen in 2022. Now, there were two kind of witchy type games came out at a similar time last year. I think both of them went to Kickstarter. There was Septima, and as you know, if you watch my channel, watch my top 10, that was one of my bigger disappointments of last year. Just didn't enjoy my time with Septima. Whereas Witchcraft, it is Witchcraft, yeah, whereas Witchcraft looks like the kind of game that I would really like to get to the table. I think it's starting to come out to retail now. So as I say, it's based on Resist, managing a coven of witches, and again, the feedback on Witchcraft has been absolutely fantastic. I think it's from Salt and Pepper Games, so Witchcraft is on my list at some point. I may well pick it up at Essen this year if Salt and Pepper Games are there. Not necessarily in a rush to get it now. But I think it's something that myself and maybe my wife would like to play at some point in the future as well. Okay, so the next game on the list is a game that I know I would absolutely love, but I'm not going to spend the money on buying it purely for solo. It was a number one game for a lot of people last year in their top 10 lists. From a multiplayer perspective, the solo is meant to be fiddly and okay, but I think the game is really going to shine with multiple players. So this is a game that I'm definitely going to have to wait for a convention or a game day to absolutely play, and that is Hegemony. Now, Luke Hector absolutely adores this game, and Luke and I don't agree on many games, but there are certain kind of complex games that we do kind of agree on, and I think the Hegemony is certainly one of them that I know I would love to play, and it's one that I'm going to seek out at conventions. I'm going to actively seek out people who are playing Hegemony, because I know this kind of socio-economic, political kind of game is really within my wheelhouse. Complex asymmetrical factions, a complex game, a long play time where you really get invested in your faction, and I know that Hegemony is a game that I would absolutely love, but to play it solo, I've got to buy the base game, and then I've got to buy an expansion for that. And quite frankly, given the list of games that are going to be coming out this year and some of the games on this list that I want to buy, to spend all that money on a game where the solo mode is not meant to be the best in the world, then quite frankly, I'm probably best off playing this with other players. So I will be seeking people out for Hegemony. So that is, let me just get that right, that is 9 games. 1, 2, 3, oh no, that's 8 games. So the next game is a game I didn't back on Kickstarter. And again, people like Michael Kelly over at One Stop Co-op Shop, people like Will Brown over at Hungry Gamer absolutely adore this game. And I know I'm kicking myself for missing the Kickstarter on this, because you cannot get it in the UK. It's quite a big box, and Will's coming over to visit me, and Will and his wife coming over to stay with us in June, and he's offered to bring it over, but it's going to take up way too much space in the suitcase. And I'm talking Tales from the Red Dragon Inn. Now, if you played kind of Red Dragon Inn, it's this kind of, it's a game of what heroes do after they've finished adventuring in D&D or whatever. They go to the pub, they play drinking games, they play gambling games. It's a really, really fun game for a number of people, and it's not soloable in any way, shape or form. However, Tales from the Red Dragon Inn is a campaign-style game, and it's what these heroes do in their day job. They go out and they adventure, they do quests, etc. And to all intents and purposes, it's an absolutely fantastic campaign game. I've got loads of campaign games, and as I say, the Kickstarter completely passed me by, and I really wish I'd have taken note of it, because as many campaigns and games as I've got, this feels like one that I would have made space for as well. I don't know what the release policy is for the UK, so I don't know whether I'll be able to get a copy in the UK. It's probably something that I'm going to have to pick up in the future on the second-hand market. Bit of a shame there, because it's a game I'd really like to play, but unfortunately, that's the way it is. That is Tales from the Red Dragon, and I think it's by Slugfest Games. So yeah, if you've played it, let me know your thoughts below. Whet my appetite even more. Make me feel even more jealous of you for owning the game, and I'm sure at some point I will get to play Tales from the Red Dragon Inn. That's 9. Now, the last one, again, for solo gamers, appeared on many people's top 10 lists. I think Rolling Solo Community had it as their number one game for 2023. And the reason I didn't back it was, again, another huge campaign game that takes up a huge amount of table space. Look, I'm still kind of halfway through my Oathsworn campaign. I'm barely a quarter of the way through my Frosthaven campaign. I've got loads of campaign games that I need to play, so I didn't back this, and it's a big bloody box to get as well. This is Isofarian Guard, and again, it's a game which just people are absolutely loving, and it's a game that I probably will try to attempt to get at some point, maybe a subsequent Kickstarter, maybe when I've cleared some space. What you can't see here is a table full of games that are ready for sale. When I've cleared some space, because I think Icefarian Guard absolutely hits that wheelhouse for me in kind of a large campaign game. I believe it's a huge table hog, and it's 1 to 2 players, so it may be the campaign game that gets my wife invested in a campaign game. Am I kicking myself? I missed out on Icefarian Guard? Nah, I made a conscious decision at the time not to back it based on the amount of campaign games that I've got. I think it was still a sound decision, but it doesn't stop me wanting to play Icefarian Guard. So if you played Icefarian Guard, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on it. And again, start making me rue and regret my decision not to back it, and maybe it's something I will pick up in the future. So I think that's it. We've got Icefarian Guard, Apiary, Plum Island Horror, Fractal, Tales from Red Dragon Inn, Mr. President, Marvel Zombies, Age of Comics, Witchcraft, and Hegemony. There are 10 games, I say not in any particular order, that I missed out on in 2023. As I say, some of them I'm absolutely getting. Some of them I will play at a con. Some of them I still need a bit of convincing as to, whether I'm going to pick them up or not. So that's kind of 10 games I missed out on in 2023. Why not let me know in the comments what your games are that you kind of missed out on in 2023, what you may be going back to circle back on and try and buy, or, like me, some of them you kind of, I'm not going to buy it, but I'd happily play it with anybody. So there we go. That's the first video of 2024 done. Not a look forward to what's coming out, but a look back at what I missed. I've really enjoyed 2023. Been some great games coming out. Great games came out. Had some great time at conventions with people. Really looking forward to see what 2024 brings for me. I've already got some reviews recorded and ready to go out. I've got some videos recorded, should I say. I've got my Resident Evil board game review to come out. I've got the preview to come out for Cyberpet Quest. I literally received Mythwind this week, a review copy of Mythwind, and I've been playing that for about 12 hours now. And that's quite a unique experience, and more on that in a while. I've got to record my Kinfire Chronicles and Earthborn Rangers review, so an Expeditions review. So lots to come out in 2024. Really looking forward to kind of releasing my video, getting back into my video schedule of once every 10 to 14 days of releasing a video. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Mark. This is Not Board Gaming. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos. And one final thought. If you can't find anyone else to play with, then there's nothing wrong with playing with yourselves. Until next time, bye-bye.